Oh, folks, this is it. Can you believe we're here? We are here. It's almost over. This is it, the very last section of 13 and the last section of Algebra 2B in general. And what we're going to finish with? Law of Sines. Law of Sines is right down here. We're not going to define it because we're going to do it. The law of sines says you can take any triangle, doesn't have to be a right triangle, and you can solve for pieces as long as you have all the sides or side angle side. And the law of sines is quite simple. You will have to memorize it, so you might want to write this down, double check it. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times the cosine of a. B squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac times the cosine of b. Or c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab times the cosine of c. Alright, let's see how that. So, given this triangle right here, we have to use the law of sines. And now here we're given side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. So I'm going to try to find B over here. And once you have B, then you can use the law of sines and so on and so forth to go back and find everything else. So B squared equals A squared. That's 7 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 7 times 12 times the cosine of B, which is 26. And if I put all that in my calculator, and I'm very careful with parentheses and all of that stuff, I end up with B squared equaling 42 and B equaling the square root of 42, which is 6.48. Now, once I know that little b is 6.48, I can do the sine of A, which I don't know, over 7, equals the sine of B, which I do know is 26, over B, which I know is 6.48. Multiply both sides by 7, and you end up with 0.4735. And I do the inverse sine of 0.4735 to get that by itself, and I find that it is 28.3 degrees. So now I found that A is 28.3, and I found that little b is 6.48, and to find C, I'm just going to do 180 minus what I know, 26 and 28.3. And we find that C is 125.7. So the last half is the stuff we already know. First half is the good stuff. You take a minute and do this one here by yourself. See if you can do it. Alright. Let's see. Did you come up with A equals 17.5? Big B equaling 56.6? And big C equaling 46.4. If not, and if you can't figure out how I did, make sure you ask those questions tomorrow. Alright? Now, if they give us side, 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 that is a little bit more difficult when given side, 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 and I'll show you why that becomes a little more difficult here. If you look at it, and here they chose to find B. You didn't have to choose to find B. You could have chose C or A, whatever. But here we're going to choose B. Why not? Okay. So we have 13 squared equals 7 squared plus 9 squared. I'll make this a little bigger so I can write in it. Minus 2 times 7 times 9 times the cosine of B. Now, the biggest mistake that people make is they start working this part of it out, and they do 7 squared, which is 49, and 9 squared is 81. And they add those things together, and they get 130 minus 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times 9 is 126. And they subtract those and they get 4. That's a mistake, because 126 is actually being multiplied by the cosine of b, and you cannot subtract before you multiply times the cosine of b. So you have to leave that alone for just a moment. So what we're going to do, pull this back over here a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to do 13 squared and get 169, and then we're going to subtract 130, and we're going to divide it by negative 126. And when we follow those steps correctly, when we divide it by all the proper stuff, we get negative 0.3095, and then we're going to do the inverse cosine of negative 0.3095. Now, if it's negative, we know that this angle is going to be quite big. It's got to be past 90, because a smart trig class knows that 0 to 90 cosine would have been positive. So this cosine happens to be negative, so we're going to be up in that big numbers, like 108 degrees. So once I find that that's 108 degrees, I'm on my way to solving. Alright, I'm going to put 108 for B right here. Okay, we didn't have any angles, so we have to find all of them. So when I'm going to do the sine of 108 right here, and little b was 13, and little a was 7. Multiply both sides by 7, so I do the sine of 108 divided by 13 times 7, and I get 0.5121. I do the inverse sine of 0.5121 to get that by itself, and I get 30.8 degrees for A. Now for C, I just do 180 minus 108 minus 30.8, and I end up with 41.2. Okay, so now you go ahead and take a look at this one. If I were you, I would draw a triangle. I'd label it A, B, C. Put a 23 over here. Put a 20 over here. Put 18 over here. And you can choose any one you want to start, but you have to use the law of cosines. Hopefully you're pausing it right now. Alright. Hopefully, let's see. A, 74.3. B, 48.9. C, 56.8. If you didn't get that, try it again. You might take one more shot at it. Okay. Now, the only other thing that we have to do here is Heron's area formula. It's another area formula that we can use when given side, side, side in of a triangle. So here is Heron's area formula. The square root of S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. Now the A, B, and C are, as we expect, the sides of the triangle, but the S is half of the sum of A plus B plus C. So we add up A plus B plus C and take half of it, and that's your S number. So if we take a look at example 3 here, A plus B plus C, so half. How about we try to make example 3 a little bigger so I can write it in there. Half of 92 plus 64 plus 130. Okay, so if we add 64 plus 92 plus 130, we get 156 plus 130 is 286. And then half of that is 143, I believe. So my S number is 143. So to find the area, we're going to do 143 times 143 minus A, 64. Now you don't have to follow that order, by the way. Okay, and then times 143 minus B, 130, and then 143 minus little c, which is 92. Okay, you do it step by step, put all that together, and makes a really big number, and then you square root it, and you get kind of a big number, 2737. That would be the area of this space here. Now that would be kind of hard to find if you didn't have Heron's formula, right? 2737. You guys go ahead and you try Heron's formula on these two. Might take you a minute. Alright. Let's see if I can, I'll do one of them with you. You want me to do 3 or do you want me to do 4? Oh, the 4s have it. Well, good job 4s for screaming so loud. First thing we do is find S. S equals 1/2 of 59. I wish you guys would have picked 3. It has smaller numbers. 59 plus 77 plus 110. Alright. 59 plus 77 is 120, 136. 136 plus 110 is 146. Times 1/2 equals 73, I believe. And it looks like I made a mistake there somewhere. Yeah, that's not 146, that's 246. That would make a little more sense. And that answer, half of that would be 123. Half of that would be 123. So my S number is 123. Now, how did I know that my S number was wrong right away? Well, I know my S number is going to have to be bigger than these numbers, otherwise I'm going to have a problem. Because I have to square root a negative number, which would be not good. So, now I go into this mode here, and I have 123 times 123 minus 77 times 123 minus 110 times 123 minus 59. Alright, so I have the square root of 123 times, what's that, 46 times 13 times 41, 51, 61, 64. Alright, so if I grab my calculator real quick and I multiply 123 times 46 times 13 times 64, enter, and I take the square root of that, I get 216966, which is just about 2170 square units. 2170 square units. Alright, now that might encourage you to go back and do 3 by yourself. So, I hope you did. Hope you pause it. Hope you try it. I hope you get 13.6. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end. The end of the year. The end of the learning. The learning is now over. Missiles go forever. These right here are fireworks. Fireworks everywhere. Stream down. You've been awesome. What a great year. Thank you so much. Thank you.